एक मिनट और एक चीज आपको दिखानी है, वो है Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to this fourth session. How are you doing? Good. So today, the chat box will be our medium of communication. Hello, good afternoon. And please feel free to leave a message there about any queries that you have. Also, if you have any trouble seeing me or listening to me, you can leave a message there. Again, everyone, good afternoon, good afternoon. Thanks for joining. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you for your response. It feels amazing to connect with so many of you. You're from different parts of the country. And my name is Manali. And today we are going to talk about reading comprehension. So before I move on to the lesson for this afternoon, there's one important thing I would like to let you know. Just give me a moment. Okay, so this is the first. There are a couple of announcements that I would like to make, and I would like to remind you. The first thing is that the email with details of how you can access the RBI Grade B online course has been sent. You can visit the link mentioned and you can activate your course for free, right? Now, this access is valid till phase 1 exam, okay? Do not forget to do this. The second thing is that at the end of my class, you will find a link in the description that will lead you to a feedback form, okay? Please do not forget to fill that in. If you do that, it's going to tell us how we are doing and how we can help you in different ways, right? Okay, so without further delay, let us start with this session. So, reading comprehension. Uh, this is something not at all new to you, right? So, since school and college, reading comprehension is a hot topic, right? Wherever you go, no matter which competitive exam you take across the world, any competitive exam that tries to assess your reading skills will definitely ask you to solve a reading comprehension. The question is why? Because reading comprehension, I'm sure, must be very easy, right? We have been doing it for a long time. Yes, we have done it multiple times. It's just reading and answering a couple of questions. Then why should it be difficult? Yes, the answer is because reading comprehension is such an exercise that tries to test multiple skills. So you need to read a passage, then comprehend or understand the passage. Then you need to find out the information that you need. And the last step is that you need to write that information in correct English. Yes, I'm sure you have attended that fantastic session yesterday on tenses, right? You have understood how important it is to write in correct English using correct tenses. So the application of that skill will obviously be here. Okay? Let me tell. Yes, how to memorize synonyms and antonyms? No, we are not going to memorize. We're going to see if we can work out from the passage that we have. Ma'am, थोड़ा सा हिंदी, well, मैं कोशिश करूंगी, ठीक है? I will try my best. Okay, but yes, I will try my best to help you out, but I would be using hybrid of the two languages to make things easy for you. ठीक है, तो आज हमारा टॉपिक है रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन. लेकिन usually what we do is that when we are preparing you for these exams, we try to teach you strategies, certain tips and tricks. यहाँ पर हम tips and tricks बाद में सीखेंगे. पहले हमें जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो थोड़ा सा एक बार रिवाइज कर लेते हैं. Okay, is that okay with you? Should we start with the concepts a bit and then we can move on to the tips and tricks? Also, one important thing, if you read the description, you will find a link to a Google Doc. Did you find it? Please let me know if you found it or not. Go up to the description. There is a document attached. It's in the Google Doc format. That is, yes. Okay, thank you, Josh. Anyone, Rex? Yes, thank you. Yes, Vidya. Sorry, Vidya, I'm so sorry. Anyone? Yes. Is there anyone who's having trouble finding the document? No. Okay, thank you so much. So we are going to work that passage together. We will do it together. We will brainstorm it so that you can give in your feedback and I can give you my feedback. In that way, it will be a teamwork, and I hope at the end of the lesson, you would be very, very comfortable with it. Okay, so without much ado, let's get cracking. Yes, this is what I always feel, right? Don't just learn the tricks of the trade. Let's just learn the trade, learn the concepts. Okay. Now, let's first with the first thing in reading comprehension. That is reading. You have to read the passage. Now, that is not a problem. I'm sure most of you are good readers, but the problem is somewhere else. The problem is you are time bound. That passage, which has been picked up from a newspaper, from a magazine, has words of different levels. There are easy words, there are difficult words, there are sentences that might be very difficult to understand, but you have to do that within time. How do you do that? If you read too fast, you might miss the meaning. If you read too slow, it might take up a lot of time. So how do we work on it? Yes. So we are going to talk about how to read a passage. Now, there are different types of reading. Yes. So there is something called scanning. Yes. So what is scanning? Scanning is when we quickly look through a text to find out the main points. Yes, this is when we are scanning the text. We are quickly glancing over it, taking a quick look so that we are able to find out the important points. The next is skimming. Now, what is skim? The word skim means, yes. Have you heard the phrase skimmed milk? You know what skimmed milk is? Anyone? Anyone skimmed milk? Yes. Skimmed milk is when you get a different type of milk when the layer of cream or the what we call in Hindi malai, yes, that is removed. So what is skimming? Skimming is you are looking at the text to find out the main idea. Okay? Next, we go on to intensive reading. What is intensive reading? Intensive reading is to read intensely, to read in such a way that you are able to find out the different layers of meaning. And the last type is extensive reading. So when you're absolutely concentrated, you're focused in reading a book, and we usually do this when we are reading a book for pleasure, like a storybook, like a magazine, right? It's then when we go for extensive reading. Now, can you tell me which two techniques of reading should we use when we are doing reading comprehension? So, of the four types mentioned, which two types should we use? Which two techniques should we use when we are doing a reading comprehension? Yes? Uh-huh. Tell me, can you tell me, can you find out? Give me the names of the two techniques that we use when we are doing a reading comprehension, which might help us to extract the meaning quickly. Very good, Nisha. Excellent, Jojo. Yes, skimming and scanning. We are not doing intensive reading. We are not doing extensive reading. We are doing skimming and scanning. So the next question is obviously how to do all these things. How can we do that? Yes, this is why we have a session inbuilt. We are going to go ahead with the class and we will do a passage together just to see how we can skim and scan a passage effectively to find out the main points, right? Let's quickly move on with the concepts. Now, what are the different strategies, the different concepts, the different strategies that we use while doing our reading comprehension, which will help us to number one, find the information that we need, and number two, to do it in a manner that is time effective. It's not like you're reading the whole passage multiple times and still you are stuck. That won't help. Because if you're losing out on time, obviously the stress builds up and it becomes very difficult to read carefully and think in a calm and composed manner. So, how can we do it? What should we do so that the reading that we are doing is effective? First thing, do not read blindly. Yes? What is the meaning of reading blindly? Suppose you have a difficult text in front of you, you are not being able to understand, you go on reading multiple times. Don't do that, you are wasting your time. From the very beginning, you try to make connections, try to find out what the passage is all about. Usually, you will find it in the very first paragraph of the passage. That is a very important thing to find out what the passage is all about, right? The second thing, the second thing, infer. What is the meaning of infer? We need to find a conclusion to the passage. We have to come to a solution, come to a conclusion. How do we do that? We can do that by creating images in our mind. Now, all these might not make any sense to you, but hang on, right? When we do the passage together, I will show you how it is done, right? Just give me some time because these are the concepts you need to know. The second thing, ask question. Who is the main character? What is he doing? What is the theme? What is the tone? What is the main idea of the passage? Importance. Why is it important to know this? Why is it important to know about the theme? Why should we know about the tone? Synthesize. It's the same as inferring or making connections. Try to draw connections. Try to build connections. Ask yourself, have I been able to understand the passage? If no, why? Go ahead, do it. And last one, use fix up strategy. What is a fix up strategy? When nothing works, you have to use the process of elimination. Process of elimination means to do a guesswork, right? Okay, these are the different techniques that I use while trying to work out a reading comprehension. Yes, just take a look and see, do any of you use these strategies? Do any of you use these techniques? You take notes, you read the questions first, you use a pencil or a pen to read. Do you find these techniques similar? Do any of you use this? Yes, sentence synthesis. Okay. Anyone who reads the question first and then looks for answers? Anyone who does this? Anyone who takes notes? Yes, yes, Naman, yes. Okay. Uh-huh. Anyone who just practices mock tests, you believe in doing multiple mock tests and you feel that will help you out. Okay, okay. Now let's work one passage out together, okay? Let's do it together, and then at the end of it, you will see that you have used all these techniques. Okay, you can go ahead and open the Google document that you have. Just let's open the Google document that we have. Ready? Are we ready with the passage, everyone? Everyone who is ready? Anyone who's having trouble opening the Google document? Okay, okay. First things first. Let's start reading the passage. Take your time, quickly read through the passage. Let's do it quickly. Okay? Then I'm going to ask you a question and we're going to brainstorm and do the passage together. Let's go through the passage. Take your time. I'm also taking mine and let's read it. If you are done reading the passage, if you are done, you don't need to hurry. There is no need to rush. If you are done reading the passage, can you put in one sentence, can you write in one sentence, what do you think is the author trying to say in the passage? What is the author trying to tell us? The author has an opinion here. What is he talking about? When you are done, there's no need to hurry. Take your time. If you are done, for those who find that the image is not clear, see, the document has been attached in the description. Take a look. Take a look. It is there in the description box. You need to look at the description box. The document has been added to the description box. You can open the document from the description box itself. Okay, Sakshi, citizens' duties. Very good. Anyone else? Okay. Comparison with other countries. Okay. Okay. Thanks for your feedback. Anyone else? Come on. Let's do it together. Let's do one passage together. This passage has been picked up from a blog written by an IAS officer, right? And topics like this, passages like this, usually come in for these exams, picked from newspapers, from blogs, from articles that talk about the country, that talk about our responsibility, that talk about economy, that talk about politics. Issues like this are very, very important. So, anyone else, what do you think the passage is all about? Okay, now let me tell you something. See, remember what we read about the strategies asking questions? So once you get your answer, for example, let me give an example. Sumit feels the passage is about nationalism. Very good. Ask yourself, is the whole passage talking about nationalism? Is the whole passage talking about nationalism? Ask yourself. Why, ma'am? Why should we ask that? It is because sometimes what will happen at the end, near the conclusion, the author might just say, however, and then change his viewpoint. Yes? And you might just miss it. If you're missing that, you are missing a very important component of the passage. So every time you have an answer, ask yourself, is the whole passage about that? If you get a yes, very good. Let's move on with it. Okay. So let me just, okay. Thank you, Akash. Thank you, Urvashi. Thank you, Hemant. Thank you, Rupak. Conservation of resources. Zahir, citizens' duties. Yes. Criticizing government without considering the citizens' duties. Very good, Simran. Rex, yes. Nepotism. Sahil, self-examination. Yes, very good. So I feel, let me give you my opinion now. I feel the passage talks about the citizens and their attitude towards the civil duties and responsibilities. How do we take it? Are we good at it? Do we ignore it? Do we blame others? So, according to me, it is our attitude towards our civil responsibilities. You might not agree with me. That's absolutely okay. Because that's what I feel is the main idea of the passage. Right? Ashutosh, very good. Daisy, citizens should understand their responsibility. Very good. Very good. Now let's move on. Let's not stop here. Let's move on. Now, usually what happens, this is the technique that I use. You might use a different technique altogether. Usually, the answers to the questions follow a sequence. Usually. So, what I do is that I read the questions first and then I move on to find the answers. That is one way of doing it. You might do the other way around. You might read the passage first, then read the questions, then come back to the passage and look for the answers. Perfectly all right. Whatever suits you. Please remember the whole idea is to work effectively in such a manner that you save time and you do not get stressed. Whatever suits you, follow. Okay, let's move on to the next first question. Okay, according to the passage, what are the main causes of outsourcing of the government works? Right? According to the passage, what are the main causes of outsourcing of the government works? Let's look at the options. Lack of technology aptitude among the government employees, lack of resources and manpower, inability to maintain a robust pattern of work process, lack of confidence to implement process in time and efficiency, and other than given options. Come on, tell me the answer. Okay? So we have one answer, one part four. Okay, the next one is answer three. The next one is four. Someone says one, someone says five. Okay, now tell me something. Where is the answer? In the first paragraph or in the second paragraph? Tell me the paragraph and the line number. Tell me that. Let's find out the answer. Let's see what the answer is. Where is the answer? We have a lot of force pouring in. Very good. Okay. Where is the answer? Second paragraph or the first paragraph? Where is the answer? Where is the answer? Where is the answer? Last paragraph, okay? Line number? Tell me, where can we find the answer? Last paragraph, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see what the answer is. So, okay, so my answer key says the answer is option 4. Because it is written in the passage, many services in the government are being outsourced because of the inability to deliver in a timely, transparent, and efficient manner. According to the author, many other critical services that require time and budget overruns, such as clearing a building plan or sanctioning a statutory license, should also be outsourced. So, according to one, the solution to question number 1 is option 4. Got it? Anyone who has confusion related to the first answer? Mhm. Okay, so most of you got it right. I can see those fours pouring in. Four, 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 four. Very good. I can see the fours pouring in. Many of you got this answer. Anyone who has confusion with the first answer? Okay, can we move on to the next question, please? Can we move on to the next question? Which of the following is or are valid suggestions given by the author? Responsibility should be shared among the citizens. E-governance should be encouraged, and rules should not be seen in totality. Tell me the answer. What do you think is the answer? Question number 2. What do you think is the answer? Okay, 1. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Shaptorshi. So I got 1. Someone's telling me A and B. Okay. Someone is telling me A, B, and C, Rupak. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, both A and B, right? Okay, someone is telling me 5, only A. Do you think that that the author is not talking about e-governance? Do you think he's telling us that e-governance should not be encouraged? If you feel that, okay, I don't have any problem, but you need to find out a sentence in the passage that tells you about that. For example, the last question, it is clearly written in the passage. You see, many services in the government are rightly being outsourced on account of the inability to deliver in a timely, transparent, and efficient manner. So, this sentence is justifying your answer. If you feel that the author is not talking about e governance, he doesn't want to encourage e governance, fine, but you have to find a sentence that justifies your answer. If you cannot find the sentence that justifies your answer, you should look again. Yes, e-governance has been mentioned. Yes, thank you, Vivek. E-governance has been mentioned. So let's see what's the answer. The solution says both A and B. This is because citizens should behave responsibly rather than demanding privileges and detesting duties. This is something which is there throughout the passage. The whole passage talks about how we shun our duties, how we do not do what we are supposed to do, rather, we go and blame others. The whole passage is telling you about that. So, yes, definitely citizens should behave responsively rather than demanding privileges. And as Vivek mentioned, it is mentioned in the passage. Look at the third last sentence. It says e governance is definitely the way to the future. Did you find that sentence? Did you find that sentence? All those who feel that e governance is not a part of the answer, take a look at the sentence. Urvashi, why not C? Okay, let me see. Thank you. What is your question? Why not C? Rules should not be seen in totality. Okay, is there anywhere written in the passage that rules should not be seen in totality? Is it written in the passage that we should not see rules as a totality? Do not try to find out meaning beyond the passage. Okay, let's not try to do that. That you need to do. Definitely, you need to do. When you move on with the second part of your exam, when you move on to the next part and you give the descriptive paper, that's when you need to find out inferences and look for meaning beyond the text, right? Here, you do not need to do that. It's very, very textual. Don't use previous knowledge. You do not need to use what you already know. You just need to find out the information from the passage. You're talking about the 1000 line. It says, while you pay a hefty $1,000 fine for littering in a developed country or for a traffic violation, in India you can get away without penalty through various desi jugaad. Yes? Does it anywhere tell you that we cannot take rules in totality? It's telling you we Indians love to use desi jugaad. We do that. We behave differently in different countries. See, this is an interactive class. Okay, so if you have any questions, if you have confusion, please feel free to clarify your doubts. This is the place. I don't mind if you can ask me, ma'am, why do you think this is right? That's the way it should go. Because we are both of us, we are here to learn. Okay? Anyone, till now, any confusion, any problem? Should I go slower? You want me to go slow? Is my speed comfortable for enough for you to understand? Any problem, any confusion, stop me then and there and ask me, how did you get the answer to question number 1? Please repeat. I will repeat. Yes, Abhinav. You have confusion in question number 1. Exactly. Tell me, what is your confusion all about? Tell me the confusion. You want me to do question number 1 once again? Yes. Confusion in question number 1. Okay, let's do question number 1 once again and then we can move on to 3. Okay. The question number 1 says, why do you think different government works, different government facilities have been outsourced, right? So what are the main causes of outsourcing of the government works? So the first answer is lack of technology aptitude among the government employees. So you feel this should be the answer. Okay, let's look for the answer. Yes, it is mentioned here. Information technology needs to be suitably harnessed for most of these activities. Yes, it is mentioned. That's okay. But why do you think this is not the correct answer? This is not the correct answer because this is not the main reason. The reasons are given according to importance. If it has been mentioned later, it is not that important. What is most important? The most important is services are being outsourced because people are lackadaisical, they don't want to work, they are not honest in their work, and they are not efficient. They don't know their job properly. So that is the reason it said they're not being done in a timely manner, in a transparent manner, and efficient manner. People are not honest, people are not trained, and people will not work in time. That is the main reason so many government services are being outsourced. Because the moment it is outsourced, the question of accountability comes in. People needs to answer. ये time पर क्यों नहीं हुआ? You have to answer that. Once you try to answer that, then people will become accountable. They will try to work in time. Yes, definitely. Lack of technology is the reason. That is not the most important reason. It is given later. That is not important. Yes, it's a secondary reason, not the primary reason. Yes, some of you want me to go faster. I can go faster, but then the problem is that I will not be able to clear your confusion. It's very important to clear your confusion. Otherwise, these classes make no sense. Yes? My idea is to make you more confident. That no matter whichever passage you have, you can handle it with confidence. Right? Anyone? Yes, lack of confidence can definitely be included. But see, look at that. Where is lack of confidence mentioned? Where is lack of confidence being mentioned in the passage? Tell me. Is it mentioned in the passage anywhere? This happens because people are not confident enough. Is it mentioned in the passage? It is not mentioned in the passage. If it is not mentioned in the passage, this is exactly what I was telling. I think was it Ushashi? Was I? I think was I? I think I was telling you. Do not try to find out anything that is not in the passage. If it is not mentioned in the passage, it is not there in the answer. This is very, very factual. The information is there right in front of you. Just find it out. Okay? And if it is an inference based question, now comes the main part, the tricky part. If you think you need to infer, you need to find an argument from the text which will support your answer. I can fight with you and say, yes, definitely confidence is a very important reason. Is it mentioned in the passage? No. Then you don't stand a chance. Got it? Thank you, Simran. Okay. I can go a bit fast, but then I don't think it will be comfortable for some of you. So I would like to go slow. That's the whole idea of doing it properly, doing it slowly. Okay, let's look at question number 3. Which of the following is /r the ironical part of Indian citizens according to the passage? Now, before I move on, the first thing, oh my dear, we've got stuck. There is a word, ironical. What does ironical mean? Urvashi. Oh, I'm so sorry, Urvashi. I got your name wrong. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay. Some of you have, okay. Thank you. Very smart. Some of you have got the answer already. Okay. But tell me first, what is the meaning of the word ironical? What is the meaning of the word ironical? Anyone? What does the word ironical mean? I can see those answers pouring in. Thank you so much. This is a very, very, very smart batch. It's an excellent batch. You already know the answer before I've even discussed it. That's good. That's fantastic. Look at those answers. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, the word ironical means, have you heard the word hypocrites? Yes, when you say something and mean something else, or you believe in something and do something else, right? So the word ironical means a contrast. Yes, all those who poured in your answer, Virambana, very good, very good. And here is a clap for you. Thank you. That's the word. That's the word. When you say something and do something else, there is a contrast. So I've seen all those answers. Contrast, opposing attitudes, and that's contradicting, ironical, contrast. Very good, very good. So we are expecting an answer here which will tell us about two different things, right? That's the first clue. Now let's come to the answer. The solution says all A, B, C. Why? Because all three, you can find justification, we can find a reference to all three options in the text. Yes, we blame our government because there aren't any jobs, but we will not work hard. Yes, we do that. B, we admire the better hygiene and the good condition of roads in countries that are abroad, but usually we litter our roads and our streets. We do it here. Yes, we do that. We expect that we will have our rights, but we will not do our duties. That is mentioned. People hate favoritism and nepotism, but they also ask for favors. Very good. All these 4 points refer to information that is mentioned in the text. Very good. You've got that right. Okay. Anyone who has any confusion pertaining to this answer, anyone who feels the answer that Manali ma'am has said is incorrect, or you have a different answer, let's come forward. Let's discuss it. Anyone? We agree? Yes? Are all of us on the same platform? All of us with, are all of you with me? Anyone who finds you cannot answer a specific question or a specific answer and you have confusions, please, this is the time. Feel free to talk it out and we can discuss. I must repeat, this is a fantastic batch. The way you have been interacting with me throughout the session is amazing. It's amazing. Thank you so much for participating. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, which of the following is the most suitable phrase or word to cavil as used in the passage? And now we move on to the vocabulary section. Let's move on to the vocabulary section. So we are looking for a word, yes, which we are basically not looking for a word, I'm sorry, looking for a phrase that defines the word cavil. Yes, so what do you think is the meaning of the word cavil? And you have 5 options here. You need to find one answer that defines the word cavil. Okay, let's see if you can come up with the answer. 1, 2, objectionable manner. Okay, 1 and 2. So the popular choice is a trivial and annoying objection, to act in an objectionable manner. Okay. Okay. Now, whenever we have a question from the vocabulary section, there are 2 ways of doing it. Either you know the meaning of the word, and the second technique is to go back to the passage where the word can be found, where the word occurs, and try to find the meaning from the context. I personally like to follow the second technique, because if I try to find the word from the context, even if it's a very difficult word and I do not know the meaning, if I read the context, I might get some idea as to how to find a meaning. Let's see where we can find the word cavil. Yes, this is second paragraph, third sentence. The word is there, it's in bold. It says, this will not raise much cavil if they are provided to the deserving sections of the society. Okay? What is the meaning here? What is the whole idea here? What is being said? Can you tell me that first? Okay? Cavil means make petty. I am inferring the meaning from the context. Okay? Yes, you can do that. So let's look at the other options. The other option is to lower the dignity. Does the phrase to lower the dignity fit in the context? This will not raise much, lower the dignity. No, that answer doesn't fit. Let's look at number 4. Possessing qualities that give, great satisfaction. Does it make sense in the context? No, it doesn't. Exercising the power. Does it fit? No. So what I am using is the process of elimination. I'm trying to fit in the word in the context, the meaning in the context, to see if it makes any sense or not. So 3, 4, 5 doesn't make any sense. So we are doing away with 3 or 5, 3, 4, 5 right away. We just have 1 or 2, either a trivial or annoying objection or to act in an objectionable manner. What do you think? Tell me, this is slightly tricky. 1 or 2? Okay, so all of you are online. It's very it's very easy to go online and check the dictionary. That's all. That's okay. This is not a test. But I would like to know, if you say 1, why 1? If you say 2, why 2? That's it. The answer is right there in front of you. The answer says it's option 1. Why not 2? Tell me, why do you think it's not 2 but 1? Ashutosh, okay, super excited. One, 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 one. Yes, 1, but not why. Why not 2? We have so many who says the answer is 2. Why not 2? Let me give you the answer. Let me give you the answer. This is a slightly tricky place. Okay, there's a difference between the word raising an objection and to act in an objectionable manner. They mean two different things. Okay, when you are raising an objection, you are protesting. Yes, you do not agree. Fine. When you're acting in an objectionable manner, you are basically misbehaving. You are behaving in a manner that is not expected of you, right? If you are, for example, we have a class going on, for example, a Zoom class going on, someone has his background noise on and some song is playing in the background. Is it an example of good class behavior? No. To act in an objectionable manner is to misbehave, to behave in a manner which is not expected of you. Now, do you think this meaning fits in the context? Now tell me, all those who felt the answer is 2, now tell me, do you understand why is it important to put the meaning in the context and find the answer? Now tell me. Yes, yes, yes. Unnecessary objection. There is no mention of anyone misbehaving. That doesn't fit in the context. No one is misbehaving. There is no mention of a behavior that is not expected. Rather, what is the whole point? The whole point is, if the state gives free electricity, free Wi-Fi, free water, free books, and all these facilities to the deserving sections of the society, to those who deserve, there won't be any protests, any objections. But the problem starts when all those who are dishonest, all those who do not deserve these facilities, they try to get them by using dishonest means. And okay, I have given away the answer to the next question. Doesn't matter, let me just explain. So this is the meaning implied here. There's no question of misbehaving. To behave in an objectionable manner means something completely different. So don't jump to a conclusion. You have to put the word in the context and try to find out the meaning. Yes or no? You are baffled? Okay, tell me, what is it exactly that confuses you? Tell me or no, what is it exactly that confuses you? The difference between the two answers, the two options, 1 and 2. The difference between the two options, 1 and 2. One talks about protesting. One talks about raising an objection. So no one will raise an objection if if the deserving section of the society get things what they deserve, get things like free water, free books, free housing, free transport, because they deserve it. That's not the problem. The problem is that all those who are dishonest, all those who do not deserve it, they try to get this by using dishonest means, by bribing, by paying, by using influence. That is when the problem takes place. That is exactly the meaning that is conveyed. Option 1 talks about that. Option 2 tells us cavil means to act in an objectionable manner. The word objectionable means to behave in a bad way, to misbehave. That is not the intention here. That is not the meaning here. The meaning is to protest, to raise an objection. Have I been able to clarify this confusion? This is very, very important. This was a little bit tricky part of it. Have I been able to clear this confusion? Yes, trivial means small and useless. Okay, Arnav, you still feel the answer should be to act in an objectionable manner? Okay, so how will you derive the meaning in such a way? The only way to derive the meaning is to pick up the phrase, go back to the context, put it there, and see if it makes any sense or not. That is the only way to do it if you are not sure about the word. Now, take it, don't think this is going to be so difficult every time. You will definitely have words that you will know. You will definitely have word meanings that you know, that you are acquainted with. However, maybe one or two would be difficult. Sometimes all three might be words that you know very well. So let's keep our heads high and let's think positively. Always it won't be that difficult. But in case you have a word and you do not know the meaning, you have to pick up the meaning. Go back to the context. Place it in the context and see what makes sense. Right? Yes, they absolutely, I agree with you. That is the reason why I'm doing reading comprehension today. Reading comprehension is for some of you it might be very easy, and such a long class on reading comprehension can you might it might be that you feel it's completely unnecessary and extremely boring. But the whole idea is to teach you certain techniques which you can use when you are faced with a passage that is difficult to handle, that is difficult to comprehend. That is the whole idea of this class, to train you in such a manner so that even if the passage is difficult, still you are not baffled, you are not confused, you have the confidence to handle it. That is the whole idea of the class. Okay, let's move on. This is, yes, the solution is exactly what we said. Let's look at number 5. Okay, and we are back to the question. Which of the following is or are the constraints to the healthy civil society? Yes, come on, tell me. Pour in your answers. Come on, come in with your feedback. What are the different constraints to the healthy civil society? What are the different barriers, the challenges, the obstacles? Arnav, according to you, English is very interesting. Okay, are you being sarcastic or are you being sincere? Let me ask you this. We just learned the word sarcastic, right? Sarcastic, ironical. Are we being sarcastic or are you being sincere? Sahil, I am teaching you the way I work. Okay, so I have also been a student. I'm still a student. So I usually read the questions and try to look for the answers. So if you are comfortable the other way, that is, read the passage and then find the answer, you can go ahead. Whatever is comfortable. Don't try to use techniques that are new and that can be challenging. You are taking a test. Use whatever suits you. Just get the answer. Ashutosh is using process of elimination. Go ahead. Good. Well done. I like the process of elimination. So we have we have 1D. Okay. We have other options also. I'm sorry. I just kept that hidden. Okay. LSR? Okay. Maybe Freedom College. Okay, let's look at the answer. The answer says A and C. Lack of effective enforcement of rules. C is selfish actions by the irresponsible citizens. The others, you might be tempted. Now, this is very, very tricky, right? You might be tempted to infer, to come to a conclusion. Yes, this happens because the government doesn't want to do anything. There's lack of political will. The leaders, they don't want to do anything. It's very, very tempting. Yes, you really want to go for that answer, but that is not mentioned in the passage. Please, I repeat, go for options that are mentioned in the passage. Lack of political will is not mentioned in the passage. An organized cartel to seek private interest? No, that's too complicated. That is also not mentioned in the passage. That is also not mentioned in the passage. How do you know? You know it because look at the language. An organized cartel to seek private interest. Ask yourself, have I read something like this in the passage? Remember one trick when we were doing the strategies and some of you felt very bored and said that, okay, this is very boring. You have to ask yourself questions. What is the question here? The question is an organized cartel to seek private interest. Does anywhere in the passage have I read something which remotely sounds like this? No, we haven't read anything like this. So option D is there just to confuse you. Yes, and option B is there to trick you. Option B sounds very, very tempting. Yes, it's not mentioned in the passage. You are inferring that answer. You are mentioning that because when you read the whole passage, you felt, yes, the government is also not doing anything, the leaders are also not doing anything, but it's not explicitly mentioned in the passage. Nowhere is it mentioned in the passage. And if it is not mentioned in the passage, it should not be an answer. Please keep that in your mind. It is nothing beyond the text. What you have in front, that is it. You have nothing beyond the text. Yes, Sumit, politicians are absolutely citizens. But yes, again, what you are doing is you are trying to draw a conclusion, look for inferences, right? You're trying to find out the meaning, read between the lines. That is not required now. You are absolutely right. Politicians are citizens. I agree. Definitely by the by any logic, any reasoning, I agree. But that is again not relevant here. Here, lack of effective enforcement of rules, it is mentioned in the passage. See what is being said. It's being said, look at second paragraph, line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Come to line number 17. There are enough laws and rules, but enforcement is seldom effective. It is directly mentioned. No hidden terms and conditions. Got it? It's directly mentioned. That is the way it should be mentioned to qualify as an answer. One option should be about ignorant citizen. Okay. Urvashi, this mind boggling, but now I'm getting it. The music, your way of speaking. Okay, thank you. I thought some of you were having trouble understanding what I say. So, well, thank you. If I'm being able to communicate, you're trying to get what I'm trying to say, nothing like it. As long as it helps you, I'm happy. Okay, so what is our answer? We moved away so much. It says 1, 2, only A and C. Selfish actions by the responsible citizen. Of course, remember that beginning of the passage where the author was telling us that we admire better hygiene and better traffic, but we misbehave ourselves. We litter, we cheat, but we wander right to cheat in an examination. Then we'll talk about honesty. So we are basically echoing what is mentioned in answer option number A, which is lack of effective enforcement of rules, and C, selfish actions by the responsible person. We do not think about anyone else. We are littering, we are destroying public property, we are behaving in a responsible citizen, we are selfish. We do not think about anyone else. That is explicitly mentioned in the paragraph. I repeat, there's nothing beyond the text. If it is not mentioned in the text, it doesn't qualify as an answer. It should be mentioned in the text. Do not infer. Do not infer. Okay? Anyone who feels something else, who would like to have a discussion? Anyone? Anyone? Come on. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the next question. What does the gravy train expression mean? Now we have another phrase, gravy train. Tell me, come on, tell me the answer. Let me give you a clue here. Use the process of elimination very fast. You can eliminate some of the incorrect answers. Let's do it very fast. You can do it. Okay, let's quickly eliminate those answers that are basically not relevant. Okay, so An activity from which people make a lot of money very easily and quickly. What did I teach you? Let's go back to the context. Let's find out the word gravy train first. Where is the phrase? Where is the phrase? Uh, can you help me to find the phrase? I cannot find the phrase. Where is it? I still can't find the passage. Okay, I got it, got it. Okay, so unless you, okay, let's read the sentence first. Today, hundreds and thousands of applications for a fire license or a building plan are allegedly pending in a government offices for years. Unless you pass on the speed money to those in the gravy train. So what is happening? The passage is saying that we do have a lot of application for fire license and building plans that have not been signed, that are piling up. Because unless you do something, what do? You pass on the speed money to those in the gravy train. Speed money. Read that. Speed money. That is giving you a clue. Now let's look at the options. Let's look at the options. An activity from which people make a lot of money very quickly and easily. Can this be the answer? Might be. Might be. Let's look at the next one. Very fast train. Can this be the answer? No, not at all. Process of elimination. A very comfortable train. No way. Doesn't stand a chance. A situation of high inflation. What about this? Does it make any sense? Not relevant, right? Growing economy. Too far-fetched. It's not talking about a growing economy. Then what is it talking about? Gravy train is an activity. When you do something that helps you to make a lot of money very quickly and very easily. That is the meaning of the expression gravy train. Yes? See, what I used here is the process of elimination. I placed the word in the context and I used the process of elimination. Yes? I'm stuck at question number 7. Okay, you are ahead of us. Okay, give me a moment. Give me a moment. So, an activity, yes, got it. Anyone who has confusion with this expression, gravy trainee, anyone who's confused with this expression? Okay, let's move on to the next one, number 7, right? Okay. Choose the word which is most similar in meaning to the word grovel as used in the passage. Okay? Yes, Jill Robinson. Absolutely. It's like taking a bribe. You have got it. You've got it. Look at the question. Look at number 7. I will not help you this time. You tell me the answer first. Then you will explain. Thank you for participating. Thank you so much for being so interactive. This class wouldn't have been possible if you hadn't interacted so well. Thank you so much for interacting. Okay, I can see those answers. Crawl, crawl. Okay. Anyone who feels search is an answer, or the word value, or elevate, or exalt, anyone who feels this, that, ma'am, why not search? Why not value? Why not elevate or exalt? Anyone who feels otherwise? Thank you, Arnob. Yes, you are right. It is visible, ma'am. I know it is visible, but it's not a test, okay? So I want you to participate and talk and share your answers and clarify your doubts. I have another session day after tomorrow where I will be talking about parajumbles. Another thing that is very, very puzzling and baffling and it's tricky. There also, it's gonna be might be a bit boring, but we will work it out together. That's what I believe that we can do it, right? Crawl, crawl. Okay, Rex, you feel search is the right answer. Elevate. Let me see. Grovel. Okay. As a country, we shall continue to grovel in the dust until the citizens are aware of their responsibility. Simply means unless we behave ourselves, unless we improve our attitude, our behavior, our country will not progress. That is the meaning. The meaning is unless we become responsible citizens as a country, we shall continue to grovel in the dust. What happens in the dust? You are on the dust. Something is happening on the dust. So when you are on the dust, you are on all fours, right? You are crawling in the dust, right? So our country will never be able to become better. It will not progress unless we become responsible citizens. That is the meaning. Elevate means to go higher, right? It means to soar. It means to progress. Here we are not talking about our country progressing. Here we are talking about our country stagnating if we do not behave ourselves. So elevate doesn't work. Our country will continue to search in the dust. Search for what? Does it give us complete meaning? No. We don't know what we are looking for. Search in the dust makes no sense. Crawl in the dust means to be like a baby, to lack development, to be retarded, to to be regressive, right? So when the country is not able to progress, that is a situation that is being talked about. This will happen if we do not behave ourselves, if we don't take responsibilities, if we avoid responsibilities, if we blame others, we litter, this is what will happen to our country. Our country will never progress. It will not improve. It will not become a better country, a better place to live. Okay? Yes. You usually leave parajumble questions. Okay, we will see how we can make it an exercise which will give you confidence and not let you leave that and move on. Okay, question number 8. Which of the following is false in the context of the given passage? You do it yourself. Read the question, do it yourself. It is, read the question, okay? It is false. I repeat, false. Not true. Read it carefully. Sahil, you can, okay, if you feel you are confident with the reading comprehension, you can read very fast and you can find out the answers very fast. You do not usually get stuck. You can do reading comprehension. What I feel is that reading comprehension doesn't require any background knowledge, right? So if you're able to identify the answers, it's a sure shot place where uh, you can get that cut off cleared. So if you are comfortable, if you don't get stuck, if you're able to read fast, you can go ahead and do reading comprehension. Otherwise you can start with your fillers and other parts of the content and then move on, spot the errors, fillers, and then move on to parajumbles and reading comprehension. It depends on how confident you are. I usually suggest that you leave reading comprehension and parajumble. You do it in the later half, right? You do it in the later half. You have to do everything. It's not that you have to skip. You can't skip. You have to do everything. That the time that you have to maximize it. But I feel reading comprehension and parajumble, you can leave it for the other half and come back to it once you are done with those parts of the content, those parts of the paper that you are confident in. Number 8, quickly. Let me see. 2, 5, 4, 4 option. I'm getting different types of answers. Okay, quite a few 4. Mm-hmm. False. Which one is false? Okay, let's quickly look at the answer. Option 5. Option 5, which means other than given options. So which means all these answers, all these concepts are there in the passage. Yes, so none of the above. The answer is none of the above. So it's mentioned that we do not do whatever is expected of us. We do not have a sense of responsibility. We are usually apathetic. Apathetic means indifferent. We do not care whether we are doing our duties or not. Yes, we vandalize government properties, we destroy properties, we break things, we do it, right? So all these ideas are mentioned in the passage. The answer is none of the above. None of the above. Okay? Urna doesn't mind, Urvish. You'll be fine when you do it. Okay? Okay, so we have just two more. Let's do it quickly, and I don't want to keep you back. It's all we just have 8 minutes to go. Okay, I've given you the answer. Doesn't mind. You do it yourself. Uh, choose the word which is most similar in meaning to the word devious. Which word is similar to the word devious? Find out a word from the given options. And I have discussed this before. In the beginning, when I was discussing cavil, I remember mentioning the word. Okay, straightforward, think again. If you feel straightforward, you need to think again. Very good. It is dishonest. Remember, there won't be any objections if deserving people get all the government privileges. It is only when the non-deserving people use, I remember using the word dishonest means. I remember using it. Yes, the answer is dishonest. Yes. And the last one. Choose the word which is very similar to the meaning to the word peddling. So you go to the passage, you find the word desi jugaad, and right next to desi jugaad, you have influence peddling. What is the meaning of the word peddling? Nisha, excellent. Very good. Peddling. Okay. Labor omnia vincit. Okay. I don't know your name. That's a very nice Latin phrase that you use. Labor omnia vincit. Okay. Trading. Okay. The meaning is, you're absolutely right, it's trading. What is the meaning? Influence peddling, which means what? Selling influence, which means what? If you find you need, for example, someone has dumped a huge heap of garbage in front of your road, okay? And you want it cleared. You have written multiple times to the councillor, to the people in the municipal corporation, but you haven't received any answer. So what do? You look for contacts. Yes, have you heard the word we looking for contacts? So what are these contacts? These contacts are influential people that will help you if you do something for them. So you are basically selling the influence. So peddling means influence peddling, trading. There is a give and take. So if your answer is trading, it is absolutely correct. Okay, so with that, you see, we took a long time to answer one comprehension passage, right? I'm sorry, it might have been very boring at certain point of time, but I really hope I have been able to show you how to look for answers, how to use your options, place it in the context, use the process of elimination, and try to clarify all those tricky situations, sort out all those tricky situations that come up during an examination. I hope I have been able to help you out with that. Yes? I hope this session was helpful for you. And this Google Doc has two other passages that you can work out. Yes, time yourself, use the techniques. You don't need to listen to anyone else. You ask yourself, whatever suits you, use that technique, but you need to time yourself. Practice, and I'm sure you are going to do very, very well. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for participating, right? You have been an excellent batch. Very good. I'm very, very impressed the way you participated. That really helped me out. Do not forget to look for that email which has been sent to you and avail of the free course. Don't forget to do that. Also, you can find a feedback form at the end. It's mentioned in the description box. You can click on that and give us feedback and tell us how did you feel about the class. What did you feel? Was it useful? Was it boring? Was it not useful? Was it irrelevant? Okay, thank you so much for being so patient. Stay healthy, stay well, and I'm going to see you for my next session on parajumbles, which is on the 25th. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Thank you. Enjoy your evening.